Hi.
everyone. And we again got a very good response from our last episode, which was on career and passion. And thank you so much for supporting us and showing so much love to us. Definitely, Saishree's YouTube blueprint of liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing is working. And we're back with
Definitely.
another episode. And Saishree will tell us what we are back with.
Okay, so after the amazing response of our second episode, we're very happy to bring you our third episode that is on books.
Yay!
Because because me and Vidita, we're both big bookworms, and we
Yeah.
enjoy reading all our since we've been friends for so long, we've always been swapping books with each other.
Yeah.
So we thought that this episode would be a great um, you know great insight or knowledge for our audience to um, uh, have this habit of reading and knowing about books and
Right. Yeah.
yeah, things like that.
Definitely. So maybe I think we should start with no, like telling our audience as to how we started the journey of reading the books. As in, like,
Yeah.
I was very lazy when, like, earlier before, like, whatever I was, even in college. Like, I started reading books after college, after I graduated and all of that. But
Uh-huh.
before that, I was extremely lazy to read books. I was like, oh God, you have to like first work for the college, do your assignments,
Yeah.
and then read books. Like,
Yeah.
who has so much of time to do all of this sort of a thing? But then during the lockdown last year, I started inculcating the habit,
Hmm.
especially because I started getting into spirituality, so that made a lot of difference. I got into
Hmm.
Buddhism chanting during last year's lockdown, so I was compelled to read books on Buddhism and all of those things. So
Hmm.
that's how my journey began, through spirituality. And yeah, that's about me. What about you, Saishi?
So yeah, so talking about my journey with books. So when I was in school, especially in during middle school, books was always an escape for me,
Yeah.
because my mom, she was very strict in terms of academics when I was very small. And then she always used to, make me study for exams from ahead 2 months ahead of time and blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
she used to like make me do revisions and all. So what I used to do was hide my book between the textbook of the school and then like read, and then she used to caught me, like I used to get caught so many times, and then like it was just a escape, for
Yeah.
me as a
Yeah.
child to like ignore the textbooks and
Yeah.
like read those novels. So while growing up, I used to read a lot of Roald Dahl's books. um, his favorite book, one of my favorite books of his are Matilda, and also Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and so many others.
Yeah.
Witches,
Yeah.
James and the Giant Peach. So I grew up reading that, and obviously my friends also read a lot of Nancy Drew's
Hmm.
books and like Hardy Boys and all that. But I was never drawn to that.
So
But
are all of these books fiction books?
yeah, these are all
Okay.
fiction books.
I absolutely hate
Um,
fiction.
I used to love fiction. I used to love
The
fiction books,
only the only fiction that I have ever read is this book called Draupadi in High Heels.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and it's literally about this character in the Mahabharata, or like I think it's the Mahabharata in which Draupadi is there. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
literally like the concept is that, but it's in a more modern way where this girl is struggling to choose between two guys,
yeah. Uh-huh.
and she literally like compares herself or considers herself to be like Draupadi because the story is turning out to be like that of Draupadi. And
Yeah.
honestly, it was a shitty book. Now when I look back, it was like during that time, like
Hmm.
I read this book around 4 5 years back out of fun,
Yeah.
and only because the title was very attractive. It said
Yeah,
Draupadi in
yeah.
high heels.
High
That was
heels.
the only reason, but it was shitty. It was a very shitty book, and after that, I never read a fiction book.
Okay. Um, but because Roald Dahl's books, it had like illustrations and all, so it
Yeah,
was fun reading
yeah,
it. And then so like that helped me, inculcate this habit of
yeah,
reading. And then so later on also, like, I pushed myself, because when you transition yourself from reading children's books to these adult books, like,
Yeah.
you sometimes don't get it.
Get it.
In the
Yeah.
beginning I didn't get it, so it was very hard for me to like understand and everything. But then I pushed myself, and I love reading. It's been like my favorite hobby so
Yeah,
far.
I
Like,
absolutely
I
agree.
enjoy
Same.
getting lost in books, and like, just like, it's a therapy for me.
I
So
understand.
my favorite fiction book would be, there's so many books, but I read this book of Sidney Sheldon. That was The Other Side of Midnight.
Okay.
Oh, that book was amazing. Like, I could not stop reading. Like, it was super thrilling, like like very passionate, and it's a book you cannot like keep it.
I
shut.
feel you about this point, because I feel what you felt when you read that book, because I felt a very similar thing when I read The Alchemist.
Yeah. Oh
My
one of
God,
my
that
oh
book
God,
is
I know.
crazy. Okay, it's a very small book, obviously, and all of that, but
Yeah.
it literally took me one day to finish that book, and I could not stop reading it. Okay, every time I used to finish one chapter, and I used to be like, one more for today, just one more for today. Then I'm going back to go, like, I'm going
I
to go back
know.
and work. But I was so engrossed in that book. Like, that's one book suggestion I would definitely give everybody. It will literally change your view on life, is what I feel. Alchemist. Crazy
Yeah,
good book.
yeah, Alchemist is amazing. It's one of my favorite books as well. Like, it's a story about a shepherd boy,
Yeah.
like, who is in search of his treasure, and there's
Treasure.
like dreams and omens, and like fortune
Signs
telling,
and all of those things. My
yeah,
God.
amazing life lessons, and like,
I agree.
it's a really good book. It's my favorite orange book, The
Yeah.
Alchemist. And I've also read Paulo Coelho's handful books. Some of his books are like, the recent one I read of Paulo Coelho's is Hippie.
Okay.
It was an amazing book.
I
have it.
really like the cover of that book, actually. It's a
Yeah,
crazy good cover.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's a great book. It's about how it's Paulo Coelho's story only.
Okay.
And then it's about how he traveled from I forgot, but then it's about the trail. Hippie trail,
Yeah.
where they came during the I think the 60s to Nepal in the Volkswagen van.
Yeah.
And then later they sell the van, and then all of that. And then it's about LSD and a lot of like marijuana.
Yeah.
And things like that. It's a good book.
Oh,
It's about
God.
trails, like how these hippies, they travel to Nepal,
Yeah.
during those times, and it's a great book. Yeah,
It sounds amazing. Even the cover of the book is very hippie. Like, it gives a very
I
hippie
know.
feeling, I feel.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you had to, so Saishree, if you had to tell me, like, okay, this is going to be a sort of a game, okay, which I just got in my mind, because we are talking about fiction and non-fiction. So if you had to state 3 points why people should read fiction, what would that be?
Okay. So the 3 points would be it really helps you imagine things. Like,
Okay.
it keeps your creativity flowing, and then so I think so it helps you with creativity and keeping up your mind with like keeping your brain active and your
Occupied and
mind
active,
active,
yeah.
you're occupied in a very positive way, which helps
definitely.
you. Yeah, which helps you in so many ways. And second point would be books really are a good escape. If you're struggling with any mental health issues, be it anxiety or depression or overthinking, then I would really suggest people to read books, because it helps a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it calms your mind, and you'll not be thinking about unnecessary things that you're worrying about. And so yeah, second point would be for that. And the third point would be reading about fiction takes you to so many different places you've never been.
Yeah.
Like, you sometimes read about a story in Louisiana, or sometimes in Africa, or sometimes in India when you're reading Chetan Bhagat's books. And so you're like, traveling, constantly traveling, like in your own sweet world of books. So I think so. You learn so much about different communities and
You do,
societies.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and about culture,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so many things and so many things about cultures and values and people and what people do and
Hmm.
how things are, how things function in
Yeah,
different societies.
yeah.
And yeah, so I think so the third point would be that.
Okay. So you are into fiction books, and I definitely am not into fiction books. Okay. So I'm just going to tell our
Yeah,
audience like 3 points why you should read non fiction books. So by
yeah.
non fiction books, what I mean is self help books, books
Hmm.
that help you in self improvement,
Yeah.
and they help you with the self growth and
Hmm.
things like that. So,
Hmm.
three reasons why you should read non fiction books will be one, definitely self improvement and self growth is there.
Yeah.
Second, like Saishree mentioned, mental health issues. Book is a very good books are very good escape for people going through a tough time mentally, or
Hmm.
they have a few mental health issues and all of that. So it's a very good point for
Hmm.
that as well.
Hmm.
And the third thing being, you come to
Hmm.
after you've read like non-fiction, a series of non-fiction books, you come down to realize that things stick by you, and subconsciously you start following those things that you have read in these
Hmm.
non-fiction books. So
Hmm.
I started reading books, and I started doing gratitudes and affirmations,
Yeah.
and I got into spirituality a lot, and I also started learning how to invest my time and money in the right things
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
all of that. So that those will be three definite points that I would
Hmm.
give to our audience if you're looking to read non-fiction books. There's
Hmm.
probably lesser imagination than
Hmm.
fiction books, definitely,
Hmm.
but there's a lot more learning than
Hmm.
fiction books, is what I feel.
Yeah, but then even I got introduced to self-help books from you,
Yeah,
because you started buying a lot of books from authors who used to write these self-help books.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you gave me this book, Think Like a Monk.
Oh, dude, I have a
I
quote from this book. I have this one
Okay.
scenario from this book which
Huh,
has stuck with me,
huh,
okay? So, I don't know
huh.
if you've reached there or not, but he will come to a point where he tells you that everybody in the world thinks that there is the seats of the theater of happiness will finish. So,
Yeah.
everybody is running behind happiness without
Huh.
realizing that in the theater of happiness, there is a seat for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I was like, dude, I need to stop running behind happiness in that case,
I
because, like,
know.
I can get happiness whenever I want.
Huh. Exactly. Like this book is really nice, like I've not reached there,
Yeah.
but then I really love this one chapter, which is called Hotel Earth. He has mentioned somewhere about there's a chapter about Hotel Earth or something,
Okay.
like a snippet of it. And it was really, like it really enlightened me in a way where he talks about, like like this earth is just a hotel sort of thing,
Yeah.
and we're just visitors for a few days.
Visitors.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so you just have to make the most out of it,
Yeah.
or just like sit there complaining about,
Yeah.
like the
That's
bad
true.
things and the negativity. So you have an option to to enjoy
Yeah.
yourself in Hotel Earth, or to spend it in a very
Yeah.
bad way,
So
blah blah blah.
it looks like that
So that
we've
was
been able
nice.
to we've been able to tell our audience what stuck by us
Huh.
through these books. So
Yeah.
that's I think a very good point. But
Mm,
definitely, what I feel how reading has helped me personally
mm,
is, of course, I don't read fiction again. So I am a person who reads only self help books. So
yeah.
those have definitely helped me become more positive in life, become
Mm,
more patient, calm,
mm,
uh,
mm.
of course, more spiritual.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
definitely there. So
Mm,
that is how it has helped me.
mm.
What about you, Saishi?
So yeah, reading has helped me a lot in terms of being calm and investing my time in a proper, correct way,
Yeah, yeah.
like quality investment of my time.
Hmm.
And then this habit is really stuck to me since middle school.
Hmm.
So I really enjoy reading and getting lost in the books. And it's like just as I told you before, it's like a therapy for me.
Right.
And it's really like helped me gain so much of knowledge like all this time.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, books has helped me a lot in terms of building my personality as well, is what I think.
Yeah. So if our audience is looking to buy books at a very
Hmm.
cheap rate,
Hmm.
for Indians, I would say Amazon, Flipkart are
Hmm.
definitely a go-to place more than
Hmm.
physical bookstores, because physical bookstores charge you taxes and things like that, but Amazon and Flipkart don't. So definitely Amazon and Flipkart. Also the
Hmm.
fact that in bookstores you tend to get only hardcover and not paperback, so that
Yeah. Hmm.
becomes more expensive. But on Amazon and
Yeah.
Flipkart you are also able to get paperback books,
Hmm.
so it is much cheaper than hardcover books. So for
Hmm.
Indians, definitely Amazon and Flipkart, I would say. But if you are very fond of going to bookstores, I go to a lot of bookstores in Delhi. So if you are from
Hmm.
Delhi and if you're familiar with Delhi, then Aurobindo Market is one place where you can find amazing books, and there are a lot of bookstores there. You can try going to GK Market too, GK2 M Block. Very good area again. And another I would say is RK Puram, the RK Puram medicine and books wala market. Um, yeah, so these three, and Green Park definitely, a Green Park market. So these four physical places in Delhi will help you get really good books. Maybe Saish can
Hmm.
tell us about Kathmandu. I have no idea about Kathmandu.
Okay. So how do I get my hands on all the books that I read? Is firstly I swap with my friends.
Yeah, I do
Like
that
I
too.
got a lot of my
Yes,
so that really helps me like not put so much of
money.
money in
Yeah,
book, because you read it and then so it's really good to give it to your friends who handle with care and give you
hmm.
back your book, which
Yeah,
happens with a lot of people, because some people they don't give back the book. Even I am that, because sometimes I take a lot of time in terms of reading,
hmm.
because I'm lazy. And you don't meet the person quite a lot
Yeah, yeah.
whenever you're not meeting the person for a long time.
Hmm.
I tend to forget to give back the book as well. But whenever I realize that I've not given back the book, I give it.
Yeah,
So I buy my books from these bookstores in Tamil. So there's one called Pilgrim's Book House. They
yeah,
have a large variety of books. So Pilgrims, and I've never Ekta as well.
yeah,
That's in
yeah.
Pathali. And I would recommend Books Mandala. This is my recent favorite,
Hmm.
because they also have a lot variety of books, and then they have it. They have an online store as well. So they deliver, and then they have their stores in Pokhara too, I guess.
Okay.
And yeah, so there are stores in Garidara, and they have a wide variety of books. So Books Mandala is also one. And I don't know about other online Nepali stores, but there's this one Instagram account called Thrifty Books Nepal, where you
Okay.
can sell your old
Old
books,
books.
and
Nice.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then like buy books which are second hand
Yeah.
from there.
I had also
So
seen a few Kathmandu based online books wala places. One is called Pustak Pasal, I think.
yeah.
One is called Choicemandu.
Mm,
And I also did find quite a lot of books on Daraz. So yeah, like
yeah.
online, in terms of online. So definitely these three would also be
Yeah.
a good idea.
We'll keep the links
Yeah.
down below in our description box, both in our Instagram and YouTube, so you can like check out the stores that we've mentioned
Yeah.
and connect with them to buy books for yourself to inculcate this amazing habit of reading, which helps you a lot. We really suggest our viewers to have this habit of reading.
Reading books.
Yeah, reading books.
Also, we do have two more topics to cover. The first one being obviously physical reading a physical book versus reading it on a device like an iPad, laptop, Kindle, etc., etc.
Kindle, yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on that, Saishi?
I don't like reading books in digital,
Yeah, true.
spaces. I hate it, I need to have a book in my
Yeah, in
hand and
my
open it
hand,
and smell
legit,
it.
yes.
Yeah, like I enjoy that feeling.
And I
So,
love the smell of the books, okay? Like when I buy
yeah,
a
I
new book,
love
I'm
it.
like just smelling it, like I don't know what this is, or sort of a thing. Like legit getting high on the smell of a book.
Yeah, exactly. I think even I get high on the smell of the books. Like I enjoy smelling books. I don't know
You
why.
know,
Like
just very
it's a weird
satisfying.
habit.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
think that I would definitely always go for a physical book. Like I know though a lot of paper is wasted and like the world is moving towards a
Yeah.
digital era, it'll be a good idea to shift to a
Mhm.
digital device.
Yeah.
But I don't feel satisfied. I just don't.
Me too.
So like a
Yeah,
few people do
exactly.
have that knack of reading it. They're okay with reading a physical book or on a digital
Yeah.
device, but
And
I
even
cannot.
audiobooks.
Yeah,
Even I cannot. Like
I
I cannot
cannot.
concentrate on the audiobook.
Audiobooks cannot. Yeah,
I
definitely.
cannot. And then I don't like Kindle and anything and like reading
Yeah,
PDFs
yeah,
on a phone or on a laptop. No, I
yeah.
cannot do that. So I
That's
need
true.
to have a physical book. I don't like reading
Yeah.
anything digitally.
So we
Like
do have,
reading books digitally.
yeah.
Mm.
So the last thing that we're gonna do before we end the podcast is give you a few book recommendations that we have.
Yeah.
So let's start with Saishree. Maybe she has more books than I do over here. Okay.
Yeah, I have 8 books with
I
me
have
right
four
now.
because all my books are in India, man.
I know. So my favorite book so far is one I have it with me. That's called Tuesdays with Movie. It's by Mitch Albom, and so my sister, my cousin, she used to post a lot about this book on her Instagram. Like snippets of the
Yeah,
book
yeah.
and blah blah blah. So I really wanted to read this book, and then I bought it finally.
Hmm.
And then this book was so amazing. Like this is the author's true story. It's about his professor
Okay.
who has a disease and is about to die,
Die.
and then it's about his last days with the
Yeah,
professor and
yeah.
how the professor inspires him and gives him like amazing lessons, life lessons. On every Tuesday he
Yeah.
goes to meet his professor, and it's a really touching book with a lot of lessons, and like quality lessons,
Yeah.
like which really warms up your heart and makes you feel good, and like changes your perspective on life and the relationship with you which you have with
That's
your
right.
people around.
Hmm.
So this is my favorite book. And then in the last after I read this book, there was a picture of I think so the professor somewhere, or I don't know if I found it. I found the picture of the professor. I don't think so. It's here.
Okay.
But then I found the picture of this professor. His name is Muri Schwartz, and there's a picture of him dancing, and that picture really,
Oh God.
made me touched my heart. Like, oh my God, this man, sort of thing. So yeah, this is one of my favorite books, and I
Okay.
really recommend it to you guys. Like, you should really read this book.
Of course.
Yeah.
So my latest favorite book is this book called The Courage to be Disliked, and it basically talks about the fact that so it's a conversation between a young guy and a philosopher, and it's a book full of conversation between them over 5 nights, and it is basically about the fact that the philosopher tells this young guy that you don't need to always meet people's expectations. Learn to draw boundaries and learn to set boundaries and all of that. It's not important that everybody needs to like you. You don't need to be a people's pleaser and all of that. And always set your boundaries and always understand that, for example, if you do not like somebody, somebody else also could not like you, and it is normal. So you don't need to
Yeah.
be sad or disheartened about the fact that you could not meet this other person's expectations and please
Exactly.
this person. So it's all about falling in love with yourself and um, not worrying about pleasing other people so that they can be in your life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
must read The Courage to be Disliked.
Yeah.
What's your next book?
So my next book would be wait, okay, I really recommend this book, Think Like a Monk, because I'm halfway through it. I'm on page 131,
Okay.
but this book is really nice.
Yeah, same.
Like
I would also
yeah,
recommend this book.
yeah, like this was lended to me by Vidita, and then like it has a lot of lessons, and
Yes,
it gives you a lot of perspective in terms of
definitely.
your life's decisions and your
Yeah.
reaction and things like that, and helps you, how like and then there's like a lot of sections like where he
Small
explains
activities
like why,
also.
yeah, all the
Yeah.
activities and like the things that you can
Yeah.
follow and try out. So yeah, definitely Think Like a Monk. If you get to buy this book, or like
It's available
get
on
to borrow
Daraz.
it,
It's available on
yeah,
Daraz.
if you get to, yeah, so definitely buy this and
Yeah.
read it. It's a really good book. I would really recommend. This is one of my recent reads. And another book would be, I'll quickly,
Yeah.
this is by Sydney Sheldon.
Yeah.
It's Tell Me Your Dreams, and this book is amazing. It was recommended to me, and I got this book from Thrifty Books Nepal on Instagram, and it's a second-hand book, and
It's cheap.
and yeah, it's cheap. It was cheap, and this is an amazing fiction book for you to try,
So
for
I
you
am
to read.
reading at the moment. I'm reading Gaur Gopal Das, and this is called Life's Amazing Secrets. It's basically
Huh.
about recognizing the purpose that you have in your life, and bringing more balance by practicing these various things which are like affirmations, gratitude, and being more sensitive to people, to build relationships with them, and all of that. So this is my latest read, and a really really calming, a really really good book. So another definite recommendation. I would also recommend reading Japanese culture books, because I fell in love with the Japan culture when I read those 4 books. And the 4 books are Ikigai, which tells you about where to find how to find purpose in life. And
Yeah.
then the second one is Ichigo Ichi, which is about living in the present moment. The third one is Wabi Sabi. It is about the fact that life doesn't need to be perfect, and imperfect things are perfect. So
Yeah.
embrace imperfection. And the fourth one is Zen living, which is about becoming more mindful of whatever you do during the
So
entire
what
day.
is this, a series?
It's not a series, but these 4 books are based on the Japanese culture.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Okay.
like I would consider them a series, because I read them one after the other, and I was able to connect the dots after I'd
Yeah,
read
yeah.
all 4. So that's like one self-help, self-growth book that I would definitely, like, those 4 books I would definitely recommend you to read.
Huh. So, after reading Think Like a Monk, so what happened was he uses a lot of phrases from the Holy Book Gita,
Yeah, he does.
and then I realized that I should read Gita, because I'm a Hindu, and
Yeah.
then like I don't know about my own Kibansa, what I don't know about my
Purpose.
own religion
Yeah,
properly, like about the holy books
Okay.
that we follow. So my recent purchase is Bhagavad Gita as
Oh
it
my
is.
god, are you serious? Holy fuck!
Yeah, I bought this book from Books Mandala. It's in Karidhara. I
Okay.
bought this for what, 500 rupees.
Well, good
And
luck
then
to you with reading that book.
I'll be
Wow.
reading this big fat book soon. So this is my recent purchase. And yeah, I'm very excited actually. And and then after that, maybe I'll read Quran.
Yeah. Wow, not
I want
bad,
to read.
bro.
I really wanna know. Like I'm very interested these days about
Fair
religions.
enough, yeah.
Like,
Okay, so the podcast has gone to 30 minutes almost.
oh my
And
God.
we got to put an end to this right now.
Yes.
So yeah,
Okay.
so thanks everybody for again giving us so much love. Do show a lot of love to this video as well. Let us know about your book recommendations in the comment section below. Feel free to put in the links. And if you do
Yeah.
want us to tell you about specific books that we have been reading or that we just shared with you, please
Yeah.
DM me or Saishree, and we will be happy to help you with the same.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, guys, thank you so much for this amazing opportunity for us to, come with this amazing video again. And so yeah, we're very happy for this episode. If you have any questions, just like Vidita said, please DM us, and we could just share a few of the books that we've read
Yep.
so far. And if you like this video and if you want more episodes on videos as such, then we'll do more videos
Like,
because we'll be doing
comment,
more
share,
videos with books.
subscribe.
Yeah. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Yay, thanks. See you again.
Bye.
Bye.